Shalom from Berlin. In this week's Parashat Vayera, we're reintroduced to our hero Avraham, who's sitting just after his circumcision at the age of 99, kind of recovering, and he's introduced as sitting. He's sitting at the entrance of his tent in the heat of the day. And the legend says that he had a tent which was open on all four sides because he was obsessed with hospitality. He wanted to see guests or people just traveling by from all four sides and be able to run out and invite them in. And God wanted him to relax a bit and heal, and made it very, very hot, so there were no travelers wandering around. And Avraham was actually really upset, and it hurt him not to be able to open up his home and host people. And God sent 3 angels so that Avraham would have an opportunity to look after them. And that's really part of the nature of Avraham. He's a man who's open. He has no limitations, no boundaries. He's a traveler. He travels from Ur Kasdim, and he travels south and goes to the land of Canaan, and the first thing he does is he goes to Egypt, and he comes back and he meets kings and gets involved making peace treaties, and he speaks to priests, and he makes gifts, and he's like open to everyone and involved in everything. And this is the guy sitting at the open tent. And if you compare that to his son Yitzchak is much more limited. The image we have of Yitzchak is bound on the altar, tied up. He never leaves the land of Israel, never leaves those boundaries. We don't know so much about him. He's kind of a closed character. In our kabbalistic mystical tradition, these 2 figures of Avraham and Yitzchak become symbols for 2 ways that the world works, so 2 aspects of God in the world. Chesed and Din. Chesed being kind of overflowing kindness, boundless love. That's Chesed. And Din is harshness, strictness, restrictions, all sorts of things which are powerful. Gvura, they're powerful things. And it doesn't make sense to talk about good and bad when we talk about these 2 aspects in the world. But it makes sense to talk about balance. Okay, the Kabbalists say that these 2 aspects of Din and Chesed, of harshness and kindness, have to be balanced in our world. And in the world that I see around me today, there's lots of din. There's lots of powerful things happening. There's lots of restrictions. There's lots of laws. The law changes every day. There's lockdowns. There's all sorts of things that we planned to do are not happening, and we have to deal with that kind of being very strong in our world at the moment. Lots of din, and one of the ways to react to that is to work on the balance. What does the world need from us now? I mean, it needs lots and lots and lots of chesed, lots of kindness, lots of Avraham. So it means we have to be a bit creative in how to bring in this model of Avraham into the world we're in. We have to find ways to make our houses into tents which are open on all 4 sides, and maybe that means being creative with digital resources, and maybe it means rethinking how we reach out to people, and maybe it just means the most normal, calling someone you haven't called for a long time. And that's the hospitality, that's the kindness that the world needs now. And it also must mean being kind to ourselves. As educators or as people trying to do things in the world, if things aren't working out, that can't make us blocked or sad or frustrated, okay, let's be kind to ourselves. Let's understand we're doing the best we can, and we have to rebalance the world, and only good things will come of it. So let's invite lots of Avraham into our world.